Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Magical Witchy World TV. I am Star Ravenhawk.
And I am Rhonda Allen. Welcome back this week. Good to be
Yes,
back.
yes. Good to be
And
back. Good to be back.
so on with the show.
Absolutely.
Oh, and our introduction commercial does not want to play. I do not understand why. This is technology. Are we in the retrogrades of all retrogrades right now?
Actually, we
It does not
are.
want to play. Yes.
Okay,
I'm
it's
going
all
to
right.
try it
We'll
one
still
more
see the
time.
lovely Tamara in a bit. We'll
Yes.
Tamara. We will see her in a
No,
minute, so it's okay.
no,
It's all good.
that's
It's all
fine.
good. Yes.
Well,
Bring her out,
welcome
and we'll
to
see her live
Mara.
and in person,
Yes.
and that's what's important.
Yes, welcome Tamara Wyndham.
Hi,
Welcome,
thank you.
welcome.
Hi,
You know, best laid plans of mice and men. That's all I have to
Yes,
say.
yeah,
yeah.
We put effort into making our little commercials, and it doesn't want to work this time. But anyway,
Oh,
welcome.
thank you, thank you.
And
So,
I would like to, as we like to do here at Magical Witchy World TV, we would like to introduce all of the people watching to our guests. So I'd like to read through your bio first, and then we'll go into our Q&A. All right. So Tamara Wyndham is a visual artist, primarily a painter. She's been awarded artist residencies at the Henry Street Settlement, the Kate Millett Art Colony, the Vermont Studio Center, the Margich Ceramic Workshop in the Czech Republic, and Fundación Valparaíso in Spain. Tamara Wyndham was part of a women's goddess circle in the early 1990s. Presently, she is the Imperator for mm, Iwas, yes, I think, Temple number 8, Temple of Thelema in New York City, and also the founder and co organizer of Babylon Salon, a women's study group on magic and spirituality.
yay.
Thank you again for coming to join us here
uh,
tonight.
thank you,
Yeah,
thank you. I'm really
absolutely.
looking
We've been
forward.
looking forward to this conversation with you. Also, because Tamara is what I would consider one of our um, big supporter because she's been with Witches Fest for many years. So she was with us again this year, but this year she was one of the presenters as well, which was
Yes,
really amazing to have. But she has been at Witches Fest, I think, almost from the very beginning, coming
Wow.
forward. You
yeah,
know, so she's been with us for a long time. So it's great to have her here with us tonight. So thank
yeah.
you again so much.
I think Witches Fest is a really important event for the
Thank you.
community, the
Thank
New
you.
York,
Yeah. Um,
witchy community.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so one of the questions that I'm going to ask you is kind of like give us a little bit of your arc, as you would put it, from when you started out to what who you are now, and
Mhm.
what you call yourself now.
Well, wow, I was
Mhm.
interested in magic and paganism since childhood. I saw this very silly movie when I was, I think, 7 years old, called The Seven Faces of Dr. Lao.
Oh my
And
gosh, I
Oh,
remember that
yes.
movie. That was such a
I do
great movie. I
there
too.
love
was this
that.
scene with the god Pan that somehow impressed me as a little kid. And after watching that movie, I told my mother, I believe in Greek gods. And my
That's awesome.
my mother actually was fine with that. She loved ancient Greek culture, and so she was fine with that. And then I was like an adolescent witch. It was like the '60s, and there were witchcraft books out, and even in my public library, and I also, I also went through a period in adolescence where we played at being ancient Egyptians, and
Oh.
uh, we had costumes and rituals and
Nice.
stuff, and then you know, I got interested in all different things as a teenager and into college, and later in college I went through an atheist period, which I guess was necessary for me to go through,
Mm,
though it ended up making me feel sad and dry in the long run.
mm,
Although I mean I respect atheists and I think it's fine, but and then uh I had a really good friend named Elizabeth who got me into this goddess circle in the
mm,
90s, maybe late 80s, early
mm,
90s, and that was a wonderful, wonderful group. And then it was a wonderful group, but then it kind of fell apart.
hmm,
There was two of the women weren't getting along, and
mm.
then those two and a third one dropped out. We were a small group. We were like six of us.
Mm.
Wow, yeah.
We lost three of them, and then there were three of us left.
Yeah.
Continued for a while, and then that kind of fizzled out. And then I was kind of alone, and I would
Mm,
look at for different groups and didn't find anything. And then one day I wandered into the Iwas study group of the Temple of Thelema, and within the first few minutes, I started thinking, "Oh, I think I found my group. I think this is
Yeah, there you go.
what I'm looking
yeah.
for." And I felt like the people were really knowledgeable and didn't just talk, but actually
Mhm.
practiced,
Right.
and they were serious. And although I didn't join right away, I I just kept going to the public meetings for several
Mhm.
months before I requested to be initiated, and
Mm,
and that was about 17 years ago now.
fabulous.
The time just
Flow, yeah.
zooms by.
It it
Uh,
flies
Yeah.
by.
yeah, so
Yes.
I guess I like to say that I'm eclectic, but I study Thelema and I
Mhm.
continue my interest in ancient Egypt and ancient Greece, and I'm really and ancient Mesopotamia,
Wow.
and then I'm just really interested in everything. There isn't really
History.
there isn't
That is
anything.
That's
fabulous.
great. That's
Yeah,
great.
And
thank you.
So
I just wanted
when you said you started out as the baby witch, so I'm presuming with the even with the Talima, you're still calling yourself or considering yourself a witch, or have you changed with that?
I don't use the word witch
Okay.
anymore. I mean, it's a beautiful word, and I
Mhm.
respect it, and I don't usually use that word for myself, though.
Okay, that's what I mean. So what do you because we are asking that people define themselves. We are not here to define anyone. So
Well, I would say I'm an occultist or
okay,
a
sounds great.
magician. Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Excellent.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
That is helpful. Thank you. You've shared a lot about your history and what's brought you to what you're practicing now, but I wanted to go back to that first step, that movie that triggered that something
Yeah.
within you. So just to dive into that moment a little bit more,
Uh-huh.
what was it about that experience? Just, what was it about that experience? Was it something that connected? What do you think it was that spoke to you where you were able to say, aha, this is something I believe in?
Well, I was like 7 years old,
Oh,
but
you were tiny tot.
uh,
Yeah.
I it was, and it's odd because it was like kind of a sexual scene. I mean, no
Mm,
explicit sex, but
right.
there's this prudish librarian that wanders, and it's a circus, and she wanders into this tent that is labeled Pan, and then it scrolls down, says God of Joy, and there's like a satyr, with some grapevines, and
Mm,
he starts playing the panpipes and dancing around her, and
mm-hmm.
he changes, he transforms into this other young man that she knows who's very good looking, and he's
Ah.
dancing around her, and she's getting excited and breathing heavy, and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
then uh, just at the point where it looks like he's going to kiss her, some tour group barges in
Oh,
and
wow.
disrupts everything, and I mean, I'm 7 years old and I don't know what sexuality is, but it looked so much more fun and exciting than
Yeah.
Jesus.
Gotcha. Got it.
like, like
Right.
this is like like some guy that's half goat and
Right.
crazy music and getting this woman excited, and that just looked like fun, like
That is
There
so
you go.
cool.
and that was my reaction.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's really interesting. Thank you for sharing that. I
Awesome,
appreciate
awesome.
that. Yeah.
Okay. So, from your point of view, what does it mean to be an occultist?
Well, um, I mean, there is intellectual study, and there's ritual, and there's meditation, and those are
Mhm.
like the three things that I do, and they all balance each other,
Mhm.
and it and it's all aimed toward discovering my true will and my authentic self,
Mhm.
and developing my highest spirituality.
Hmm,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's good work. That's
Yeah,
good work.
yeah,
So,
a lot of hard work,
no,
actually. It
exactly.
is.
yeah.
We
A
hope you
That's
serious
realize that
study.
we don't just say we are whatever. We actually work hard
Ex
at it. It's
yeah,
a hard
yeah,
work.
Precisely.
Yeah.
yeah,
Precisely.
yeah.
Um, how is it that then your practice, whether you call it magic or your occult studies, how is that a part of your life, your everyday life that you're living?
Well, I set aside time for it. Um,
Mhm.
Ideally, I do like meditation in the morning. Uh,
Mhm. Mhm.
Sometimes I slip up. I'm not perfect,
Sure.
but
You're right on.
I
Life
like.
happens.
Yes.
So it has to do with disciplining yourself, scheduling time. It, it's basically
Yeah.
just putting in the time.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Making it a priority is what I'm hearing. It's not
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
you just, yeah.
yeah, and and just a little bit every day is better than doing a lot one day a month or something.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
Yeah.
the consistency is better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Consistency.
Absolutely. That makes sense.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Um, so I'm going to kind of segue a little bit. So what do you tell us a little bit about what's important to you in the lifestyle that you have?
Well, I'm an artist, and and it's something I'm driven to do, and I think it's my true will to make art, and and my art is expressive of this. I'm really interested in the relationship of the body with the spirit. I was
Mm,
raised with this idea, this Christian idea that the body is bad and we gotta transcend the body
right.
I feel like my body is sacred, but that there's more to me than my body. That there's and I like to my paintings have like the body, but then with this glowing aura. And
Mm.
I can see auras. I don't see them really clearly. I'm sure there are people that see them better than I do.
That's okay. That's okay.
But
But you still see them.
and I feel like there's different levels of being here in the world and things that are concrete that we see and things we don't see and things that we sense with other senses. And
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm uh, I'm actually, I mean, I'm really interested in like the intellectual systems and theologies and ways of explaining it. But I'm more interested in having spiritual experiences.
Ah,
Oh,
And
gotcha.
and,
that's good.
and I so uh, I mean I've had experiences where I feel like this oneness with everything.
Mm. Mhm.
They're like some of the most important moments of my life and they usually have happened to me when I wasn't trying and I wasn't
Mhm.
expecting it, and usually when I was in nature and
Mm.
and I'll feel myself one with all of the world. Often there's a tree nearby, and I'll
Wow.
feel really connected to the tree.
Hmm.
The first time it happened to me, I was a teenager, and it wasn't even. I don't know how to say it was a regular tree. It wasn't especially large or
Right.
especially outstanding as a tree, but it was an. I mean, all trees are nice, and
Yeah.
just all of a sudden, like the tree, I felt so connected with the tree. And I remember reaching out and grabbing a branch, and then this feeling like I was one with the whole world. Uh,
Oh,
and
that's a beautiful experience.
yeah,
So
and,
so just to dive in on this, just to make certain I understand, what's important to you is the connection that your art allows you to have, and primarily that connection between body and spirit.
Spirit. Yeah.
And I'm assuming then that art then the art that because it's paintings,
uh-huh.
then it draws the audience in to try to share that experience, the observer.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
yeah, I want to try to uh, give the feeling of what this feels like to have this
Right.
Right.
to like there were other times that are a little different where when I've been working on my art and it doesn't happen all the time. I don't feel this
Right.
all the time. Like sometimes I'm working on my art and it's just work and
Yeah.
just have to work, and oh God, I did the wrong color. I have to mix the paint again or something like
Right.
that. But there are other times where working on my art and I'll get this feeling like something bigger than me is moving through me
Mm.
and and that I am making art that's
In a
That
higher
that
realm almost.
yeah
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
bigger than me is moving through me while I make the art, and then I like, oh, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
That's pretty
Yeah,
powerful.
That's awesome. Yeah.
If I could, because I wanted to, this is important, the work that you're creating, the art that you're creating, and then that connection with, trying to create something that then the observer, the person coming that are
hmm
looking at your pieces,
hmm
can then try to draw from. And that brings us to this question of community.
hmm
What is there is there something in particular that you're doing community-wise right now? Tell us about your relationship, or what is important about community for you in this moment?
Oh, well, humans are social animals. We live in groups, and we need. It's hardwired into our biology, I think.
Mm,
I
yeah.
mean, there are animals that are solitary, that don't, they only find somebody to mate, and the rest of their lives they live by themselves. But humans live in groups, and I mean, for like millions of years, I think, or I don't know how long, really long time, we were hunter gatherers, and we had
Mhm.
like a clan, and that that we need that, and
Yeah.
we live in this time nowadays where things are kind of fragmented, like
Mhm.
we don't have, some of us don't have the same kind of family ties, or you go to you'll have a job where you feel alienated or something, and
Mhm.
This is true.
like a lot of rituals. I mean, there are solitary rituals, but then there are group rituals,
Yeah.
and there's something about bringing people together in a group that you can build stronger energy than you can by yourself. That
Yeah.
everybody coming together, that we build energy together, and
Mm.
feel it, and um, it and and there's a kind of love in there, and
Yes.
it's not
Yes.
like a romantic love, or even it's like a
It's
love
almost
for the
organic, it
group.
sounds like.
Yeah, yeah,
The love of humans,
yeah,
exactly. And that
yeah.
is important. That piece, I think, coming off of what we just came out of these last couple, these
Hi.
past several
Yeah.
years, community is really it's a powerful energy. It's
Yeah,
a
Yeah. Yeah.
powerful draw for people right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
It would be nice to see us more love than all the hate.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's, which is actually kind of a good segue with this one is like, what would you like to see us as maybe a community or as a people or spiritual people or whatever accomplish? What would you like to see us accomplish?
Oh well, I I I mean, I love what you're doing with Witches Fest. I love that. There should be a place. I'd like there to be places that are where all the pagans and witches and occultists can come together.
Yeah.
That's not
Mhm.
sectarian, not and I'd like just feelings of being connected with the earth, and
Mm.
of healing, and of I mean, there's so much healing that needs to be done, both
Mm.
emotionally and physically and socially, and for the earth. I
Yeah.
mean, we have the climate crisis, and just all the social
Yeah.
problems, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and and some of that has to be handled politically with political organizing.
Right.
Mhm.
But I think that there's also a spiritual dimension too. Um,
Yes,
Agreed.
absolutely,
Agreed.
absolutely.
and I don't believe in proselytizing. I don't, try to
Right.
get people to join my group.
Right. I don't
Right.
believe in that
Tell
either.
people about it if they want to know, but I
Yeah.
don't. I feel like everybody has to find their own path, but
Yeah.
I feel like the one of the best things I can do spiritually is grow myself, and that
Yeah.
I mean I had a couple of teachers in high school and college and other places. I've had teachers, and I remember my college teacher uh, inspired me so much, and I was just another student in the class. She didn't
Mhm.
really pick me out or anything, but I just seeing her be herself. She was like her full authentic self,
Mhm.
doing what she was meant to do in this world, and
Awesome.
it just filled me with inspiration and like,
Yeah.
if she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Right. Right. That's
Let
awesome.
me live my
Yeah,
purpose.
yeah,
Could
Your
I
authentic
ask,
self.
uh-huh.
as an artist, I'm certain you stay busy with all the work of, as you were saying, "Oh, I have to mix the paint over because that's the wrong color." But, I mean, there's work, but there's also, so tell us about what you have, what projects you have going on, what things I mean, you were at Witches Fest this year, but
Uh-huh.
what projects are you doing or are you thinking of doing for the remainder of, let's say, this year?
Oh well, my paintings are body prints, and what
Oh,
that means is that I put paint on a model skin or on my own skin, and then rub it onto cloth.
yeah.
Oh wow, that's
And,
interesting.
uh, probably the most famous one is the Shroud of Turin,
Yes. Yes.
and and it's it's it it's like a because it's like a contact print.
Mhm.
It's like evidence that somebody was really there, and
Yes.
it's like a way of making an image, supposedly without the artist interpretation, like because it's an image.
Mm.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Way the Shroud of Turin is held up as though it were uh, evidence that Jesus existed,
Right.
although actually it was made in the Middle Ages.
Yeah. Yeah. Oops.
but, but I do love it anyway, and so I make these, and it's part of this thing about my body and my spirit being united and
Yes.
balanced and uh, uh, what's the word? I want to say complementary rather than
Mhm.
oppositional.
Oh,
And
coexisting together. Yeah.
yeah, and I make like the body print is just the first part, and then I paint over it and around
Mm.
and make like this glowing aura. And
Hmm.
I um I just got a new temporary painting studio where I'm going
Oh,
to do
fabulous.
um, larger paintings because since it's a body print, it's literally life size.
Right.
Yes.
Oh
Like
wow. Okay.
so,
So, are
Pretty
these
big.
are these pieces that you're showing sometime this year, or are you going to be maybe having discussions about your work
well,
coming up this
show
year?
I hope to show them this year. I don't have
Excellent.
anything I can announce yet, but
Okay.
Okay.
I announce it on my Facebook and Instagram. For
Okay.
sure, the
Okay.
sure is that I'll have an open studio probably in 6 months.
Nice.
Fabulous.
That
And
sounds great.
I am applying to have art shows at places, but I don't have anything confirmed at the moment.
Okay.
Got it.
And
Right.
that was one of the questions I was going to ask you next. Like, what events that you have or thinking of doing the rest of this year or anything like that? But I guess we'll find out.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah. Well, we will be having some public events with the Temple of Thelema and with Babylon Salon. Babylon Salon is for women or anybody who identifies as a woman, and
Okay.
we do that on Zoom. And I'll be talking about the Priestess Tarot card in September.
Fabulous.
Um,
So let me ask,
uh-huh.
where do people find you? What Facebook, what Instagram,
Okay,
where do
well,
they find so they can join?
well, uh, Babylon Salon, which is Babalon Salon, is on Instagram and Facebook. And
Excellent.
um, the we have a Facebook group that's called IWAS Study Group slash uh, College of Thelema NYC. That's on Facebook, and on Instagram, I think it's just called College of Thelema NYC.
Okay.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Instagram, and our public events will be there. And then I have my own Instagram and Facebook, which is just my name, Tamara Wyndham.
Awesome.
It's
Fabulous.
Y with a Y.
Yeah.
With a Y.
Yeah,
Yes.
Wyndham. Yeah,
WYND.
yeah.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Tamara, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is the
Yes.
longest opportunity I've had to speak with you, so I'm glad to really learn more, especially because,
Yeah,
as Star says, you've been a part of Witches Fest almost since the beginning or from the beginning. So that's really cool. I appreciate you taking the time. Thank
Yeah.
you.
well,
Absolutely.
thank you.
And everyone, please do check out Tamara, whether on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere else. And if you have any questions or thoughts, you can reach out to her. All right. Thank
Yes.
you again, Tamara, so much for being with us.
Thank you for joining us. And
Thank
now
you.
And now our word from a little bit about our other shows here at
Yes.
Magical Witchy
Yes.
World
Hopefully it
TV.
works.
Hopefully it works.
It stopped.
And now it is astrology time.
All right. Hopefully it's partially working. Okay. So
Hopefully works.
tonight,
I
I
can't.
know I will apologize right now because we were supposed to end up doing the last of the monthly astrology for July with everyone, and I have to admit I was sick, so I was not able to complete
Yeah.
last month's astrology. But we are on to August now, so we're gonna begin with the August horoscope, and what August horoscope is basically saying that Mercury retrograde. We were speaking about it earlier. Is turning.
Yes.
It's going to be turning this summer into a bummer. The drama could leave you scorched.
Oh,
Okay,
brother.
because this is an ultra intense month in the stars. So your August
Hold
2024
on. Do you
horoscope, each zodiac sign are going to be packed with action from start to finish.
Mm.
But thankfully, things kick off with Leo season's gregarious and sunny energy on our side. And we'll get an exciting blast of it during the Leo new moon, which is tomorrow. No, no, not tomorrow. Sorry, we're second,
Sunday.
right? On the 4th, on
Yeah.
August
Yes.
4th.
Sunday.
Okay, it feels like it's coming so quickly.
I know. It all
And
does.
new beginnings are bursting out of thin air, and we'll be ready to go after them with gusto. So later that day, amorous planet Venus leaves flashy Leo behind for the Onatral realm of Virgo, giving us a more pure and practical approach to love. By the time we wake up the next morning, Mercury will have stationed retrograde, kicking off 3.5 weeks of communication clashes and other mental mix up. It kind of started a bit, it feels like the pre shadow
Yeah.
started tonight with
Seriously.
this whole thing, right? But
Yes.
The retrograde begins in Virgo, but by mid month, it'll moonwalk back into Leo for the remainder of the transit. It meets with the sun for Mercury, Mercury Casimir on August 18th, marking a bright spot in the retrograde cycle that helps you look at the past with fresh eyes. And the full moon in Aquarius the following day is a groundbreaking one as it's chock full of intense aspects that'll challenge our hearts but also push us towards growth, which is a good thing.
Mm.
At the time of the full moon, hot-headed Mars and tough love Saturn will be squaring off with one another, while romantic Venus will be locked in a T square with Saturn and Jupiter at the same time. But so be patient with yourself and others during this time, okay? This whole month.
Okay. All
Letting you know.
right.
Okay, go ahead, Rhonda.
So, a sense of peace slowly begins to restore once the sun enters refined and attentive Virgo on August 22nd, officially heralding Virgo season. This is a time to focus on wellness and pay even closer attention to the little details of your life. Less than a week later, on August 28th, Mercury retrograde comes to an end, clearing up some of the confusion and mishaps that dominated over the past few weeks. So, as the month wraps up, Venus will be making some intense aspects to all three outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, prompting us to dig deep into our hearts and let go of control. But once the love planet hits its home sign of Libra on August 29th, everyone will have an easier time finding balance and harmony amidst the madness. So let's start with the August 2024 horoscope for each zodiac sign. And here we start with Aries. Your monthly, that would be
My month, my
you.
month.
Yep, that's you. So we start with your monthly affirmation, Aries. Being able to express myself is my right as a human being.
Yes.
Being able to express myself is my right as a human being.
Damn
So,
right.
yes, I love it. Chaos may be reigning in the cosmos, but so is creativity. As your Aries horoscope August 2024 is filling you with fresh inspiration and a renewed sense of passion. Leo season lights up your flirty and fun-loving fifth house, so be playful and pursue whatever brings you joy,
Okay.
especially under the new moon on Sunday, August 5th, which is harmonizing with your ruling planet, Mars. This is a great time to start a new side hustle or hobby, or boldly spark up a romance with someone new. Mercury retrograde, I know, Mercury retrograde begins just after the new moon, though. So be clear and flexible if you put any date nights on the calendar. Over the next few weeks, schedules are subject to change. A square between your hot-headed ruler Mars and tough love planet Saturn on August 14th could bring some struggles when it comes to interacting with the people around you, making you feel a bit alienated or unable to express yourself the way you'd like. But the full moon on August 19th will help you shake off this spiral, allowing you to think more collectively instead of fixating on what's going on inside your head. Virgo season starts on August 22nd, inspiring more productivity and motivation when it comes to tackling responsibilities and work tasks. Once romantic Venus hits your partnership zone on August 29th, relationships could get a little sweeter. A little
It's
sweeter too.
interesting. It must
Yeah.
be talking about just business wise for me,
Yeah, I hear you.
because I'm not romantically that
Whatever.
person.
I hear you. Whatever.
Okay, so Taurus. Taurus, your monthly affirmation is my home is a protected space filled with peace, love, and joy. Oh, wow. Just
Mm,
listen to that for you,
I
Taurus.
love
I
that.
repeat it again. My home is a protected space filled with peace, love, and joy. That sounds so nice.
Yes.
Taurus, okay? The dog days of summer are prime for cozying up on the comfort of your home. As your Taurus horoscope for this month finds the sun in your domestic fourth house for most of the month. And the new moon on August 4th is an introspective moment for contemplating your past and taking steps toward being more emotionally open. On the same day, your romantic ruler Venus hits your fifth house. So, even with Mercury retrograde starting, this could be a fun time for playing the field or bringing a bit more playfulness into your current relationships. Just saying.
Mhm.
Some intensity is brewing mid month as the Sun, Moon, and Mercury retrograde will be squaring off with unpredictable Uranus in your sign. Because of this, the full moon on August 19th is likely to throw you some curveballs, especially when it comes to balancing things at work. Once Virgo season starts on August 22nd, you'll feel more happy go lucky and ready to fully indulge in all your amorous Venusian senses. And speaking of Venus, the love planet makes a lucky trine to Uranus in your sign on August 27th, inspiring you to show up a little bit differently in relationships and express your creativity in unexpected ways. All right, that's a cool one.
All right. Yeah. On to Gemini. So, Gemini, your monthly affirmation is my communication skills foster connection and understanding. My communication skills foster connection and understanding. Leo season is lighting up your chart's communication zone, so expressing yourself is a big theme throughout your Gemini horoscope for August this year, especially given that your ruling planet Mercury will be retrograde for most of the month, too. The new moon on Sunday inspires you to say whatever's on your mind and be more confident in speaking your truth. It's a good time to do so, as Mercury retrograde will be in full swing by the following day. The mental planet will backspin into your chatty third house on August 14th, causing potential miscommunications. But the Mercury Kazimi, I always say that awfully, but whatever. Kazimi, a few days later, gives you a chance to see all the retrograde lessons a little more clearly. Then a full moon in fellow air sign Aquarius rises on August 19th, pushing you to get more innovative about your world view. Alongside it, Jupiter in your sign will be in an intense T square with stern Saturn and relationship oriented Venus, pushing you to let go of situations in both your personal and professional life that are inhibiting your growth. Once Virgo season rolls around on August 22nd, you may be called to deal with more domestic matters, family issues, family life issues at home, and sensitive feelings are taking center stage. All right. It's okay to slow down and take some time to sort things out.
All right, okay. And
Yes.
next week we'll continue with Cancer, Leo, Virgo, and Libra. And
And
I'm just saying, people, I hope
Libra.
you are all in a better place than I am because it is so bloody humid. I swear to the goddess that I
Oh
basically
my
said
God.
earlier, I said
Yes.
earlier that soon, if this continues, there will be a show that we have. It's going to be Magical Witchy show, but we all going to be naked. Saying
Naked.
because it's so bloody
Hey.
hot. I'm just like, ah,
I hear you, but I am grateful. I
like,
know you can't, but I can and I do. I put the AC on
yeah,
full
I can't put that
blast.
AC on because my lupus will not let me. It hurts. Everything hurts
No.
my bones. And I am so hot. My skin is on fire.
Oh my
But
God.
anyways, let's
On to our cards.
the tarot time. All right, Rhonda, I'm gonna leave it up to you to ask us. Tell us what's the card we pulling for tonight.
Well, we're starting off with this new moon, and here we are. We're just wrapping up. We just celebrated Lamas or Lunasa, however you choose to pronounce it, and some are celebrating. I think you have ritual tomorrow, right, Star? You have
No, we were
ritual coming
supposed to have had it. We were supposed to have had it yesterday, I believe. I just
yesterday.
couldn't.
Yeah,
I
on the
was
first.
down for the count yesterday. I had
I
a flare
don't. I
up.
listen. It's been rough. It has
It's
been
been, yeah,
extremely rough.
yeah.
But We're at the season of the first harvest. We're also coming up
Yay.
to this new moon on Sunday. So let's just take a look. We'll just draw one card just to have an understanding. What are the things that we have already done a lot of work this year. We've already
Right.
done a lot of work. So we're starting to bring in and harvest the fruits of our labors. What
Mm.
is it that we still need to focus on? What still needs our attention? And we can put that energy into our new moon coming up on Sunday. So
All
one
right.
card draw. What still needs our attention this year?
Okay. So what you get? Or what you haven't drawn it yet? Okay.
I'm drawing it right now.
Okay.
I have the King of Cups. Did
Okay.
I have this just recently? This card seems to be I don't want to say following me, but I recognize this image. So I'm reading this as a court card. I'm reading it as an aspect of myself, and it's really basically acknowledging my ability. What the work I still need to do this year is about me being I'm just going to say it this way, owning my stuff when it comes to my relationships.
Okay.
Owning my stuff when it comes to my relationships because that's me out in the world, managing my emotions, handling my biz. But that means also being empathetic, being kind. I'm a Scorpio. I may be chill because I am a Cancer rising, so I present as very nice. But, I don't take prisoners, and I need to manage this a little better. I do. I need to. My children can attest. If my children can attest to that, that tells you something.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So I for some reason I pull this card a lot. This is the what is it? The 8 of Pentacles.
I was gonna say it's a pentacles. You get a lot of pentacles.
I get a lot of
A lot of
pentacles,
pentacles.
because I'm not that person that's in love and romantic and stuff like that. That's just so not me. I am the person that's
Well,
business and buy my land and squirrel away my savings and generational wealth creating. That's me. I'm
yes.
all about that. So I do notice that I pull a lot of pentacles, and
And
it takes
it's
me up and
true.
down on the seesaw with the pentacles. And if you notice that she has it all stacked up on one side. She's like, and then
Yes.
me, the house around her, I want that house so badly with that high
Yes.
ceilings and everything else, and my backyard and the whole bit.
Yep.
Um, and but she she squirrels it away, but she is how should I put it? Like she squirrels it away and watching it and stuff like that. But she has to learn to not just squirrel it away, but
Mm,
do what she has to do with it to put that in, invest
yes.
it where it needs to go, and things like that.
Exactly.
And that's something that I have to learn how to do because you know me, I'll squirrel it away and not want to.
Listen, I look
It's
at
all
that
good.
card
It's
and
all
I'm like,
good.
this is so star right now.
I
That is
know
so
because
you
it's
right
just
now.
like it takes a lot of things, and I'm just like, okay, I will make sure to do and look at things a little bit more and maybe more closely to see where I
Mhm.
can put certain things and make it work for me because I'm buying that land this summer. I don't care what I have to do. I'm
It's
somehow doing that.
make it
Anyways,
so.
so
Right on.
that's a good thing, right? Okay.
It is a good
Um,
thing. It is a
yeah.
good thing.
But what we want to do
I
now
just want to
is
acknowledge we do
thank
have a few
thank
people
our
in the
guest, right?
chat. Yes,
Oh, we have
and
people.
to say
Okay,
hello to
sorry.
everybody in the chat. So it was
Yeah, thank
Lolan
you.
and Rob. Thank you guys so much for joining us some of you've been here
Pretty
many
much all the
times. Rob's
time.
been
They're
here all the
awesome,
time.
awesome.
Thank you so
We
much.
thank you
Really
guys.
appreciate it.
Hope you enjoyed the show tonight, and we want to thank our guest Tamara Wyndham for being with us tonight. We were very happy to have her join us, and we will
Yes.
see you guys next week, Friday, if all goes well, which we will.
Yeah. Yes.
And
All
Rhonda,
will
what
go
should we?
well.
What should they do?
Please like, subscribe, and share.
Yes, yes, yes. And we will see you all next week. Have a wonderful week, a wonderful new moon, and everything else.
Yes.
Okay.
Have a great week, everyone. See you next
Okay.
week.
Take care. Bye bye.